Hello, everyone. I'm Mark,
I'm Rob.
and welcome to Mark and Rob's Sports Showdown. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and don't forget to hit that notification bell when you do. And feel free to make intelligent, non-insulting comments and share our videos with your family and friends. Help us grow. We're a new station. All right, and new channel, I guess we call it. Anyway, so last night was game 3 of the Celtics and Pacers, and unfortunately, the Pacers couldn't hold the lead again, and now it's a 3-0 series, which in NBA history is death because no one's ever done it. It could happen someday. I'm sure it probably will, but I think it's like over 160 times and no one's ever won it. It's happened 3 times in hockey and once in baseball.
I'm not betting the house on that. That's going to happen. So
if I'm not mistaken, maybe 4 in hockey now. Anyways, so I'm not betting on it either, especially with Halberton has a pulled hamstring and there's no date of return yet. And a hamstring could be anything from 2 days to career ending when you pull it back. So we don't know what's going on. We just know that that series is likely over. It's too bad because 2 of the 3 games were very exciting down the stretch. Just Indiana couldn't close it out either time.
yeah.
Rob, what did you think of the game?
It was. It was a very exciting game. Came down to the end, and then again, Indiana can't put them away. They just can't. They have the advantage, but they just can't put them away. And I don't know if it's the youth, like they said, they're a young team, but it could be also coaching too. But I mean, then to whine about the last call, one of the last calls where the ball was stolen and then it came down, and then that was a really kind of a dumb foul too by Turner. So I mean, you can't do that.
I thought the steal by Drew Holiday was clean.
Me too.
So I didn't. I thought that was the right non-call. And I'm not into physical basketball or changing the rules down the last minute where you allow them to play hard or whatever. I just thought it was almost no contact, and was the contact that was between the two of them was 50-50 between the two of them. And then when he reached with his hand, it looked like he got all ball or 99% ball.
And then Indiana
I thought it was a great steal by, and a little bit sloppy dribbling by the offensive player, and great steal by Holiday. So
yeah, and then he fell. I mean, tried to sell the.
Yeah, it looked like a slip to me. It looked like a slip to me. It could be wrong, but that's what it looked like. Even on the
I think it was because in the beginning when he was dribbling, Holiday slipped first. Remember, he slipped first, then he gathered himself, and then the guy brought the ball up in front of him, and Holiday came and stole the ball from him, and then he fell down. He slipped down.
Didn't look like a foul to me. And you know what? They had an 18-point lead in the third quarter, and they just couldn't hold it.
Yeah.
But, maybe, Rob, that they can't close it out because they don't get stops because they're not a great defensive team. Maybe that's why they lost 2 close games. I mean, obviously Boston has a lot of weapons to come back with, and offensively, and they got the 3-point shooting and everything and better defense. But maybe that's why they're not closing out 2 close games, because their defense isn't strong enough.
Yeah, I noticed they play with their hands, and they were the most team that called for most fouls during the year, and I could see why. There's always reaching their hand, reaching in there, not to like deflect, but their hands are always reaching in there, and the ref's gonna call that. That was my call when I was refereeing. I'm like, I used to tell them, I would say, don't reach before I even call it. I go, don't reach. If they do it, I'm like, okay, I'm calling a foul.
Well, Rob, the interesting thing was a lot of people played well. Like I looked at the box score, and I mean, I watched the game, but I looked at the box score, and like 4 people on the Pacers actually played well, and which is not surprising because they had their best player missing, so they had to step up. But Nembhard had a great game.
Yeah,
he substituted in as the point guard, and that's not his normal position. He had nine assists, 12 for 21, and 32 points. Mm-hmm. And Turner, of course, he was 9 for 16 with 22 points. Pascal Siakam again played well. He's played great all playoffs. He's 22 points, 9 for 18 with 6 assists and 3 rebounds. And TJ McConnell again played well off the bench, 10 for 17, 23 points. And he had 9. He's 6'1". He had 9 rebounds and assists. I don't know why the Sixers let him go. And he had a steal, of course, because he always has these hustle plays. So those are the players that played well on Boston. Tatum had 36 points, and he shot well. He's 5 for 10 for 3.
Yeah, he was hot in the beginning. Yeah, he couldn't miss in the beginning. He was hot.
I thought this might have been his best game of the playoffs. He also had 10 rebounds, 8 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks, and 0 turnovers. That to me was the best game of the playoffs for him.
Yeah, he played like he should be playing. Yeah, he was. You could see. I mean, I could see it in his face and in his bounce. He was shooting the ball with more confidence and not hesitating. a little bit on this shot. But yeah, he was playing with a lot of confidence yesterday, which
Right.
showed.
And Jaylen Brown had 24 points, 2 good games in a row, 10 for 18, 1 for 5 for threes though. But he had 3 assists, a steal, and a block. And Hartford had a good game for him because he's older now. He's 23 points, 8 for 14, and 7 for 12 from threes. So he was key. And he also had 5 rebounds. And Drew Holiday had a good game. He had 14 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and a block.
Boston's bench, though. I mean, if they do, let's see, probably if they do make it to the finals, their bench has to step up because as you look, the bench scoring was not that good.
Yeah, my namesake Hauser. I'm going to have him change his name. He's 0 for 3. He hasn't played well all playoffs, and he
scored as many points as I have.
he's 0 for 3 on threes, and hey, he got a rebound though in 13. And he was -6 when he was in. So I don't know what's going on with him. I'm going to have talk with him, even though I don't know.
I think so.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, he has the same last name as me, and it spells the same too, Hauser. Anyway, but that was the one key. The other key was that, Boston hit their threes and Indiana didn't. Boston was 16 for 46, 34.8%. And Indiana was only 5 for 22%. So the difference was they got 11 more threes. There's 11 points right there, and they lost by 3.
Yeah, normally Turner is he shoots the threes and he usually makes them, but he only shot 3 of them. So that was a big
everything else was pretty much equal, but not the threes. So and I think Boston plays better defense overall. So they have the number 2 defense in the league this year. So that series looks over to me, but the next game's in Indiana. The crowd could get them behind them and they could lose that game. But then I can't see Boston losing game 5 if they lose game 4 at home anyway. So
what do you think? Do you think Boston will be better with Porzingis coming in? You think though?
Yeah, I think they're not even going to use him this series. I think they're going to rest him up for the finals, even if let's say he's ready. They said he was going to sit the first 2 games, and now he sat 3. They said 2 games for sure, and then it's on like a daily, weekly basis or whatever they said. And I think they're just going to not use him. Why would they? Even if they lose game 4,
right?
Even if they use him game 5. That means he's really ready, and they're just going to try to get him in so he gets warmed up for game 1.
Yeah, I was going to say that if they put him in, they'll be like a limited. I'd say like maybe 10 or.
And they probably only do it if he's really ready, like
right,
super ready. Because why risk it? Otherwise, they can just wait to the finals so he doesn't re-injure it.
So do you think with him being in there that Boston can probably win the championship against either Minnesota or Dallas? Or
yeah, I think. They definitely, I think they need it against Minnesota. If Minnesota can come back in that series because Minnesota has the height and he gives them height. So I don't think Boston. I mean, I don't think Dallas is as tall a team. Obviously, is Minnesota, but they look like they're going to be opponent. But I always think it helps to have height and depth.
Yeah, height helps. Yeah,
height and depth always help. So yeah, I think they're going to need it in the final because I think they're going to get a good team either way. I think Minnesota and Dallas didn't have a great record during the year, but they finished the season strong, and they're playing great in the playoffs. So right now, they're a very good team. They're a very formidable team right now. So despite their record during the year, they were only the 5th seed coming out of the West. They're a stronger team than their record. And Minnesota is a very good team, and they got balance, and they got a really good defense. So I think they're going to have a formidable opponent, but I think they're clearly going to be the favorites. Especially if Zingis is back, which I'm
speaking of that, they played those 2 teams played tonight, Minnesota and Dallas. Who do you think is going to win that game?
I think Minnesota's going to win.
Oh, you think they'll come back?
They're 0-2. They're due for a win. They're due for a play. This game's in Dallas though, but it didn't matter when Denver and Minnesota were playing. Denver went in there and took two away, and so yeah. The home in Minnesota doesn't seem to have home weight doesn't seem to make any difference in the last couple of series. So.
Yeah, in the playoffs, except for Indiana, the home court advantage makes no difference.
Which is unusual because it's 65% throughout history, and it's got the highest winning percentage in the playoffs than any of the major sports. So we'll see what happens. But I think Minnesota's, they're going to be the desperate team. They're going to come forward. I think they're going to win. I guess that's tonight at 8. It's at 8. Yes. It's an earlier start because it's Sunday. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. I think it'll be a close game, but I think Minnesota will win. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Minnesota, I think will come back. Hopefully, it'll make some adjustments. But I mean, Edwards has to really start, like they said, he's got to start coming out and playing like he normally plays. If he doesn't do that, it's not they're not going to win. He's got to take over and be who he is. Just play his
Just not
game.
shooting well. I think he's playing well overall. He's just not shooting well. But
Well, he's not. I mean, to
well.
me, he's not. I mean, either he might be tired from guarding Kyrie, or he's just not, because I mean, he's passing up shots that are right there for him, which he normally wouldn't pass up. Which I'm going to shoot the ball.
Maybe he lost a little bit of his confidence in the first half of the first game when Kyrie torched him.
Yeah, maybe it might have been, but he hit that 3-pointer to tie it up that game, though.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. What's more interesting to me is who's going to win Game 4. If let's assume Minnesota win Game 3, because now they've it's 2-1, but the next game's in Dallas, so that's more interesting. It's harder to predict, but we'll see how the game goes. But I'm looking forward to that game, and I'll be watching that. Anything else you want to say about last night's game, Rob?
No, it's just that I mean, Indiana. I mean, stop crying about the referees. The coach. It comes out to me. It was like I said again, coaching. You're up by 16 points, and I know that's
not
by 18 in the NBA. 18 points. I mean, I know it's in the NBA that's nothing, but you got to learn how to finish it out. Don't try to make excuses as referee or they're a young team. You've already played over 10 games already, so you can't use that as an excuse.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I heard that Jaylen Brown was upset he didn't make the first, second, or third team All Pro, and that's why he exploded for 40 points the other day. Okay. So, of the people, he was the first runner-up of anybody. Devin Booker was the last person with the number of votes. He got 70 vote points because they had a 3-2-1 thing. And next was Jaylen Brown with 50. So he was the 16th person out of 15. So that's why he was upset, because he did have it. Obviously, if you're the 16th one, you can make an argument that he should be one of the ones, but he was 16th. So it would have been either Booker or Tyrese Halliburton, with the players who had the least amount of votes.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Okay, yeah.
So he was upset. He was the 16th. But Tyrese Maxey, by the way, had the most of the guards that weren't selected. He had 16. So 16th place was Jaylen Brown, and Paul George and Tyrese Maxey were tied for 17th place with 16 points. The team, we didn't go over this. First team was Shai, Gilgeous-Alexander, Jokic, Doncic, Giannis, Tatum. Second team was Bronson, Edwards, Durant, Leonard, Anthony Davis. And third team, surprising to me, I think LeBron's still one of the top 10 players in the league. LeBron, Curry, Sabonis, and Halliburton, and Booker. That was the third team. So you can make an argument for Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. When we
start doesn't play defense, and Halliburton is, he's not as good an offensive player as Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, when you start getting into the third part, it could be almost anybody, that they can put in there. So it's.
Well, you could tell by the voting, there was a drop after 50 down to 16. So it was obvious there were 16 players that could get in. And Jake, he was just the man. Anytime it's a snub, you say, okay, well, you got to replace somebody. So who do you replace?
Right.
You want to replace him? You think he had a better year than Booker? Maybe. I mean, that was the last person they got in. So maybe he should have been in instead of Booker. But anyways, that was the All-Pro team that we didn't cover, so we figured I'd cover it today.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we got the game tonight. Everybody, I'm assuming you're basketball fans, you're going to watch it. And don't forget to like and subscribe and make some intelligent, non-insulting comments. And go Knicks. Oh, wait, Knicks are out.
Hey. Why are you rubbing it in? Why are you rubbing it in?
Go Sixers. All right, well, anyway, so I don't.
Peace out. Peace out.
Peace out. All right, take care, everyone.